I don't think it's a good thing buying lots of stuff and just buying things that we don't need, buying things that we just want on a whim or anything like that. So I just wanted to get this message across for anybody who's struggling, especially with money as well. If you don't have much money and you find yourself buying things that you don't need, that you just want to make yourself feel better, or maybe you feel like you need a reward for an hard month at work or something like that. I deserve that, YOLO, that kind of thing. I wanted to make this video about that and how we can start to replace that desire or urge to buy something that once we've bought it, we just want to buy something else anyway. We just want to buy something else and get that same kind of buzz from buying things. So yeah, this is a video about want versus need. So when we're making a buying decision, I want us to start to ask ourselves if it's a need, if we need that thing. So is it something that's going to actually add value to our life, or is it just going to clutter the place up and make it more of a place where you just got too much stuff and it's just overwhelming and things like that. So let's take this video to a level where we're talking about well-being and mindfulness and all that kind of stuff, and I want to examine what we actually need in this world, and those things that are just kind of being pushed on us by marketing campaigns and big conglomerate companies and all that kind of thing, and just kind of they're tugging on our heartstrings. They're trying to get us to buy things. And I'm a digital marketer myself, so I kind of know all the techniques, and I do see it for what it is as well. It's like, for example, I stopped drinking over 2.5 years ago now, and I just realised, I started to examine alcohol, and I just realised that it's really pushed on us in terms of the marketing, like in movies, films, TV. It's pushed on us as being something that's socially acceptable, and it is socially acceptable. It's almost like weird if you don't drink. And then another example, just buying lots of things online that we don't even need because it's so accessible with our mobile phones or our smartphones, our cell phones these days, because they're so sophisticated. They're basically a mini computer. A lot of the phones we've got are more powerful than a lot of old laptops. They've got processors and RAM, which is more capable than a lot of the technology that we had just a few years ago, really. So it's crazy, and this technology that connects us to the world, it's a double-edged sword. It can work for us or it can work against us as well. So what I wanted to say in this video is I'm a business owner, and what I sell is marketing services to businesses. So I sell marketing services to businesses. I help businesses to make more money, and to make more money than what they're investing with me, to sort of get an ROI, a return on investment. But I'm always very mindful about the products and services that I'm helping to promote. So there are some products and services that I won't touch, that I think are unethical. I won't name them, but there's some products and services, it's got to be moral, legal, ethical for me to help to promote it, basically. And if it isn't, then I just don't want that money. I don't want that money. I won't even go there. I won't even make a start on it. I'll just say no. Because for every opportunity we say yes to, we say no to another opportunity, and I don't want to get into that whole thing. Really, I want to run an ethical, moral, and legal business. So that's kind of where I stand with with the whole thing, you know, in terms of um, buying things that are good for you, buying things that are bad for you. You know, I'm not just talking about your health, but you know, things that are going to improve our lives. But having said that, there's some things that can improve our lives that we can buy too much of, that we can buy. We can getting into a mindset. I'm examining my hoarding behaviour because I've got kind of like an issue with hoarding. I've got too much stuff, and I've started to eBay some of it. I've started to Facebook Marketplace some of it. I've started to sell off some stuff because my friend a couple of years ago, I was getting ready to sell some guitar pedals because I used to play guitar. I don't play guitar anymore, and I wanted to sell some guitar pedals, and I had resistance to selling these guitar pedals. I was going to eBay them. It was close to Christmas. We needed the money for Christmas as well. Really helpful. So I started to have doubts about selling it. I didn't want to sell in case I ever want to use it again, but I examined the reality of it, and I'd not used these guitar pedals for years and years, and they were just kind of gathering dust, and they were taking up headspace as well. So my friend said to me, "These guitar pedals, Michael, were designed to be used. They were designed to be enjoyed. That is their purpose, even though they're inanimate objects. You're kind of restricting or eliminating or stopping temporarily, I suppose, their purpose on this earth, really." You know, it was a bit of a strange way of looking at things, but it kind of jolted me and gave me the motivation to sell these things. And you know what? Once I'd sold them, I never looked back. I never thought about them again, really. I thought about them now for this video. Thought about them a few times, but it's not on my mind daily. I don't miss them. And I know that I could always buy them back. And that's the thing. So in this world, we can always buy back these inanimate objects again. You know, we can probably get them next day on next day delivery from Amazon or eBay or something like that. In fact, this world has never been it's never been any easier to buy things, but that's what makes it easy to buy things as well. So in this video, I wanted to examine a few things like my own psyche or thinking or mindset around owning things. And I've done a lot of reading. I've done the Rich Dad Poor Dad stuff, so buying income producing assets, which are dripping some money to you, multiple streams of income and all that kind of thing. What I've come to the conclusion of is that I build my business, and at the same time I put some money into some income producing assets and stuff like that. But the main driver for my wealth is going to be the business. It's going to be business, so an exchange of value, so adding value to a company and then getting money back. So that's where my focus is. And anything that I buy must improve our lives. It must have its place. So there must be everything must have a place, and there must be a place for everything. Is my philosophy now. So if there's anything that's not being used, even if it's a nice fancy pair of shoes that I bought 10 years ago, it's still in the box, never used it, they don't really fit very well, they have got to go. And if I can't sell them, I've got to give them away. And if I can't give them away, I've got to throw them away. So that's the process that I'm going through. I don't think it's minimalism. I think it's just getting to a place that I think is normal. Because I don't think my behaviour in buying stuff has been normal. I think it's been hoarding behaviour. When I played guitar, I bought about 6 or 7 guitars. I've sold a couple on eBay, and now I'm just going to sell them all. I don't play it anymore. If I ever want to play guitar again, I will buy another guitar. You know, so there's no reason for me to not sell the guitar. I've got sentimentality about some guitars, but I'm just going to rip off the band-aid and just sell them. Just maybe that's going the other extreme to hoarding. Maybe I'm going the other direction now. Maybe I am going a bit minimalism, a bit minimalist. Maybe I am going a bit minimalistic. But does this resonate with you? Have you found this video because you're doing some hoarding behaviour? Have you found that it's causing a problem in your life. I mean, I'm mid 40s now, so maybe at this age I start to think about these kind of things where, what have I got, what have I not got. I'm doing a lot of gratitude every day, which is really important, so I'm focusing on the positives. But then I'm thinking, why have I got some of this stuff? What is the purpose of it? I'm going to store it, think about it, it's taking up headspace. Like my friend said a couple of years ago, Michael, it's not been used. It needs to be used. The purpose of it has been used, and it's taking up your space, and you're having to think about dusting it and cleaning it, and somewhere to keep it, and that space could be used for something else. So it's like out with the old, in with the new, and it's a weird, almost like a prepping thing. I think, almost like it's definitely an hoarding thing, where I'm thinking, I used to have these computer cables like HD cables, HDMI cables. That's it, and I'd kept them just in case I need a spare cable. But now you can go on Amazon and just buy a replacement cable for like £4 or £3 or something. So there's no need to keep these. They're actually cheaper because of the supply and demand. There's maybe an oversupply in HDMI cables. And the thing is, then there were an HDMI 2.0 cable that came out, and it superseded all the cables I had. So when I tried one of these old cables that I've been storing, thinking that they were always going to last forever, they didn't work anymore. So it didn't work with this new technology. I think it was with the Xbox One X or something I tried it with, and this old one wouldn't work with the new TV and the Xbox One X and all that kind of thing. But anyway, onto the Xbox. I sold the Xbox last month, I think. It might have been the month before on eBay. Last month, yeah. And yeah, I sold that. I got rid of that because that would just, I'd not used it for a year and a half, going on 2 years. And even when I did use it, it was taking up my time. I'm a guy in his mid 40s, and I were up to my early 40s. I was still playing video games, so I knocked that in the head. I stopped playing video games, start doing things that are more productive. Nothing wrong with video games, but I just believe in playing games in real life, playing real life, basically making money in real life, experiencing real life. What's the point in walking through a jungle in real life when you can actually go and visit a jungle? Sorry, what's the point in going to a jungle in the game, and looking at the trees and looking at how good the graphics are? Because I remember when some really realistic games, like there were GoldenEye had really good graphics on the N64, and then there were Metal Gear Solid, which were amazing. And I remember playing all these games, and Half-Life as well. Half-Life was amazing. And it still is. And I remember playing all these games and like, what's the one, the army one in the jungle? Far Cry were really good as well. I remember playing all these games and thinking they're super realistic, and I'm thinking, actually, there is actually a real world out there which I could be experiencing rather than being stuck in this game thinking how good the graphics are. The graphics in real life are really good. They're like true to life graphics. They are the real deal. So why accept a substitute? So I kind of got out of that way of thinking. I got older, stopped playing the video games and stuff like that. I'm not saying I'll never play a video game again, but I spent a lot of time playing video games, and I feel like I wasted a lot of time on it as well. But I don't have any regrets. I mean, it is where it is, isn't it? That kind of thing. But yeah, in terms of the hoarding behaviour, this is something that has got to stop. So I've stopped buying things. I've really got to think about things before I buy them now. So it's like, is it a want or a need? I've kind of working a frame, was it like a framework or something to go through a decision tree of should I buy this or should I not? It sounds really sad, I know, but and I've got no urge now to buy things. Once I've changed my mindset to recognise it for what it is. It's like consumerism basically. I'm buying things, consuming things rather than creating things. So then I started creating things more, and then that left less room for for consuming things. So that's why I'm creating this video now, to help other people who've had that problem of hoarding behaviour. And I suppose it's like compulsive behaviour, you know, hoarding things. So you buy something, makes you feel better. You can get lifestyle creep as well. So you earn more money, then your lifestyle goes up. So that's kind of like an economic thing, like a financial thing where you earn more money, you're keeping up with the Joneses. I never really did that, to be honest with you. I was just kind of buying things because I was interested in things. I'd buy lots of cameras. I was interested in cameras and lenses and microphones, so buy different microphones, see how they sound in comparison and stuff like that, and you know, getting obsessed with that as well. So I've gone through lots of phases as well, like buying lots of suits at one point, you know, getting into the sartorial thing, which can be a good thing. You know, I've now got lots of suits, and you know, probably got a suit for every occasion, and you know, it can help you in business. I do like sometimes I'll like dressing how I am, you know, in a rab fleece, hiking fleece, with a pair of chinos on and a what is it? This one, a Jack Wolfskin baseball cap, hiking one as well. So I like to dress quite casual. But there was one point where I was doing a contract. So this was some work I was doing, and I was dressing in a suit and tie every day. And I was watching Mad Men at the time as well. They would, you know, suit and tie, 70s, late 60s, 70s kind of thing, and I was getting into that kind of vibe. So you go through all different chapters and phases in your life as well. I don't know if you resonate with this, but you dress differently as you get older as well. You know, so you dress differently, and your sense of style changes. But for me, it's always been style, not fashion. I've never really followed the fashion. I like to have nice quality clothing, but it doesn't have to be like the Gucci or the all that kind of thing. I've got a few nice items of clothing like that, but it's mostly like functional. I like to have kind of wool, so not man-made as much as possible, even though this is going to be man-made, I think. But I just like well-engineered things that breathe, and you know, do you know what I mean? Like good quality clothing that lasts. But you can buy good quality clothing cheap as well, but it's got, you know, nicely made. But I'm not precious when it comes to you know, the things that I own. I am going more minimalistic. Actually, when I think about it, I am going more that direction, I think. So we'll see what happens anyway. We'll see what happens as my journey through life progresses. I'll keep creating these videos because I enjoy creating them, and I think I can help people who are out there to, you know, to through the stories that I tell and stuff like that. I'll tell you one thing. It's going back. I got divorced. I had a new partner now for about 10 years, but I got divorced about when more it now 15 years ago, 14, 15 years ago, and I went through a bit of a phase back then where I was buying some stuff, you know, kind of like retail therapy, feeling like an old, that kind of thing. And I did buy a few guitars back then, and maybe that's the thing. It's a comfort thing, similar to anything else, any kind of you know, behaviour which might be irrational. So like drinking too much, smoking, things like that. Because certainly people who smoke, it's there's cognitive dissonance in that. But yeah, going back to that time, and there's always these triggers, aren't there, when you think back and when you start to examine things with a microscope, you look at your past and stuff like that, you like your past behaviour. I bought some guitars, and I remember actually going to this, finding this guitar for a Fender American USA made Strat, lovely guitar, still great now, I'm selling it. Meant to be £1,100 UK pounds. Picked it up for £650 second hand. Went to this guy's house, I think it were in Huddersfield. um, West Yorkshire, in the UK if you're not from the UK. So north of England, basically Yorkshire, very rural, lovely place, where I live. And yeah, I picked it up for £650. And I remember, got a memory of, why are you selling this? It's brilliant. It had it in the hard case. It had the strap still with it, the cleaning cloth and everything. Tremolo arm had not even been put on there. That was still in this plastic sealed bag and stuff. And why are you selling it? Why are you selling it? And he bought this Telecaster, and I had to go with that. The action were beautiful on that. He bought this Telecaster. I think it had a single coil bridge and humbucker in the neck. If you know your guitars. Sorry if you're watching this, you don't know your guitars. I'll move on in a bit. But anyway, the point I'm making is, you in buying things, you can have a memory of buying things. And I've played it quite a bit, and there's the smell of the guitar, that new smell, and it's lovely, and it's still got that smell. And I'm gonna miss that guitar when I sell it, but I'm gonna rip off the band-aid and sell it, because I don't play it anymore, and I could buy that guitar again. I could buy a better guitar maybe. Um, I don't need these things. I don't need these things to be happy, or to be content. What I do need is less physical possessions, um, and less clutter and stuff like that. So a more minimalistic life, and that's what I want in this stage. Maybe later on I'll want more stuff again, but at this stage in my life, I want. I'm at a point where I've got. I bought stuff, and I look for stuff and I can't find it. I can't find that stuff because there's other stuff in the way. I've got to move it out of the way to get that kind of stuff. So yeah, is it a want or a need? Is something that a friend of mine called, another friend of mine, not the guy who I was speaking about a couple of years ago, but a friend Jonathan. The other guy's called Peter. So Jonathan, he said to me, "Is it a want or a need? When you buy something, Michael, is it a want or a need?" So that's resonating with me. Is it, when I buy things now, do I need it? Is it going to make me money, or save me time, or bring me joy, contentment, happiness? Or is it just going to be a fleeting thing where I buy it just for the sake of buying it, just because I might need it one day? And I've done that a lot, where I bought it just in case I need it one day. Especially, there was one phase when I was buying lots of video equipment. I do make good money, or lots of money from videography. Make more money from paid ads in the business, but we make money from videography. So at one point, when there were like shortage of metal and steel or something, I was buying like light stands, C stands, stuff like that. Um, just like building like an inventory just in case we ever needed it. And I don't think there's any point where I've used every C stand that we own. So that's another thing where I'm buying it. I'm buying some things just in case we need it in future, rather than buying it at the point of needing it in case it's out of stock at that time or it's too expensive. And then negotiating these deals as well with suppliers. So can I have some discount on that? Or waiting for a sale, buying things in sales as well. So there's all kinds of things in this hoarding behaviour that I'm kind of dealing with. It's like I see something on sale, right, buy it. I did that with Rode Pod mics, where they came on sale on Amazon, right, buy some, right, we'll need them. I've never used them all together. So it's got spare microphones and everything. But they've been bought through the business, so that's slightly different to the personal kind of gear acquisition and buying stuff. So yeah, it's I don't know if this resonates with you at all, but if you have ever had a problem with buying things that you don't need, then maybe you've got some tips for me in the comments. But yeah, I'm just kind of getting there. I'll probably do a video on how I've kind of overcome this hoarding behaviour. I know people do it with cars. They buy cars. I've done things like we've only got 2 cars in the house, which is probably normal for our size of family. But I know some people have lots of cars and that kind of thing. But yeah, I've just got we've got too much stuff for the space that we've got, including an office as well, so a business office as well. Too much stuff in the business office. So this is all kind of like taking up headspace for me, and I'm working through the problem really at the moment. So I thought I'd share this, see if it helps anybody. Have I got any solutions at this stage? I will, like I said, I will do another video on this as the journey progresses. But I will just say, take action, take stock of what you've got. Do you need it? And if it's causing a problem, like it is doing with me, because I've got too much stuff, I would say either sell it, then give it away, then get rid of it if you can't give it away. If you can't sell it, that's my methodology anyway. So try and sell it, try and get something back from it. If there's somebody in your family who needs it, then you can give it away to them, and that's fine. So you can help somebody out or that kind of thing. But I think try to get some money back from it. I know things depreciate. Sometimes you can buy things second hand. I bought some cameras second hand, some video cameras second hand, and they'll probably go for the same money. If not a bit more. Sometimes they go up in value. Some things that you buy, like I bought some old lenses that might be worth some more money, or might at least be worth the same. So I suppose that's another lesson when you're buying things. You can buy second hand as well, and if they're at the bottom of the depreciation, then they might not depreciate anymore. I bought an old red camera, and I actually made some money on that when I sold it on eBay, so that was pretty good. I bought it at a good price. I think the listing could have been better. They didn't list how many hours were on it. Very low hours, I think 109 hours or something. I bought it. I was going to make some content with it. I was going to do a review on it. I never did it. Kind of just too busy with other stuff, other priorities. So I ended up selling it a year later or something. But I made a profit on it, so that's fine. So yeah, I suppose that's a different thing. But when you're buying things brand new and they're not even on sale, and then it's depreciating, and you're having to take like half or a third of the money when you sell it, that can be a painful experience. But I've had to work through this because I've had to do that very thing. Selling things for buying something and then selling it for less money, because it's second hand, because it's depreciated as soon as you bought it. And the thing is, if it's sat there, sitting there doing anything, if you can make use of it, make use of it. But sometimes you've got to do what you've got to do. You can't. There's something in economics called sunken cost fallacy. If you bought something and it were a mistake, buying it, you shouldn't repeat the mistake by keeping it when you've got no use for it and it's just taking up space, because then you have to pay per square foot for the space that you're in whatever way, whether you've got rent, mortgage or whatever. Even if you've paid your mortgage off, you still got to pay for the maintenance of the property. So you're still paying for that space in whatever way. So sunken cost fallacy in economics is where you throw good money after bad. So if you made a bad decision, or it's no longer, maybe it was a good decision, but you no longer need it. Maybe you bought it and then you needed it, but then you no longer need it. Or maybe you should have rented it because it was like a one-time use kind of thing. Then sunken cost fallacy states that you shouldn't keep it or put more money into it, as in storage. You have to really kind of pay to store it, kind of thing. So I'll leave you with that thought anyway. Are there any things that you can sell or give away or throw away, that are just gonna relieve you of some weight in your life? And is this a thing in your life? Has hoarding been a problem, and buying stuff that you don't need, or hanging on to things that you bought and you had a need for it but you no longer need it? And what's your experience been? I'm interested in learning a bit more how to overcome this. But yeah, I hope you've liked this video, and I'll see you next time. If you like this content, then like, share, subscribe, and I will see you next time.